views and opinions expressed in the following show do not necessarily represent those of this station or its sponsors.
Getting your work week started right by stretching out your vagina holes with the attack of the Monday Morning Madcast from outer space. Call into the show live at 313-444-8919. Again, that number is 313-444-8919. Or you can jump in the chat room at alienxradio.com.
Am I the meanest?
Alien Stone.
Am I the prettiest?
Alien Stone.
Am I the baddest mofo low down around this town?
Alien Stone.
But who am I?
Alien Stone.
Who am I?
Alien Stone.
I can't hear you.
Alien Stone.
The Shogun of Harlem.
All right, everybody, welcome, and good morning. You have now been beamed aboard. You are inside the mothership for another exciting adventure across the galaxy for the attack of the Monday Morning Madcast from outer space. We're broadcasting to you live from the other side of Planet Chaos directly into your vagina holes on Alien X Radio, Raw Talk Online, UG Media, WCET-FM, Lime City Radio, and the Paranormal Junkyard Radio Network, and our fantastic and fine affiliates around the world in syndication and replay. Stations like 920 WON The Apple in New York, 24.7 The Stream, WRFN, WRPR Rat Pack Radio, United Sounds Choice Radio, United Talk Radio, Prodcore Radio, Pure Rock Radio, 97.1 KGSB FM, Get Smashed Radio, IRN Internet Radio Network, Good Talk Radio, Mile High Radio, K98, and Western Reserve Digital Radio. If you have a fantastic, awesome internet or FM radio station somewhere on planet Earth and you'd like to pick up the attack of the Monday Morning Madcast from outer space or our sister show Inside the Mothership, if you want to pick it up live or in replay, by all means, please send a email on over to me. That's alienstone@alienxradio.com. Again, that's alienstone@alienxradio.com. So, coming up on the show today, we got all kinds of weird stuff going on. Of course, as always, though, we'll have music for your vagina holes. Mostly independent music, but who knows what I'll do. You know, I get crazy sometimes and do things I'm not supposed to do. Stories today, how about reindeers and woolly mammoths? Yeah. The bears are breaking in. New York man fakes his death. I'll tell you why. He got caught. Man steals a massive sex toy and is still on the loose. And so on, and so on, and so on. A wackadoo of the week, a what the Florida. Comedy skits, just a few questions, bad movie flashbacks. All of that is on the way. So let's go ahead and get it underway the way we always do with a little history lesson here on the attack of the Monday Morning Madcast from outer space.
Broadcasting directly into your brain.
Let's take a look at this day in history.
July 27th, 1953. In Asia, the Korean War ends after more than 3 years of fighting with an armistice signed at Panmunjom. President Dwight Eisenhower tells Americans,
"We think of those who were called upon to lay down their lives in that far-off land to prove once again that only courage and sacrifice can keep freedom alive upon the earth."
To this day, the Korean Peninsula remains divided between the communist North and the non-communist South. 1974. In Washington, the House Judiciary Committee votes to recommend the impeachment of President Richard Nixon. The panel charges Nixon with personally engaging in a course of conduct to obstruct justice in the Watergate scandal. Congressman Joshua Eilberg, Democrat of Pennsylvania.
Not only is Richard Nixon guilty of bribery, high crimes, and misdemeanors, but he must be impeached and convicted by the Senate if we are to remain a free, courageous, and independent people.
More than a dozen days later, Nixon becomes the first American president to resign. 1996. Terror strikes the Atlanta Olympics as a pipe bomb explodes at Centennial Olympic Park, killing one person and injuring 111 others. Eric Rudolph, an anti-government extremist, later pleads guilty to that bombing and others in the South. He receives life behind bars. 1980. The deposed Shah of Iran dies at a military hospital outside Cairo, Egypt, at age 60. It happens during the Iranian hostage crisis when dozens of Americans are held captive for 444 days by the Islamic fundamentalist regime that replaced the Shah. And 2003.
Thanks for the memory of sentimental verse.
Comedian Bob Hope, who entertained Americans and U.S. troops worldwide for decades, dies in Toluca Lake, California. He was 100 years old. Today in history, July 27th. Tim McGuire, The Associated Press.
All right, now that we know what happened all those years ago, let's go ahead and get things underway today with the music from Rain. And it's Nightmare on the Attack of the Monday Morning Madcast from Outer Space.
hold me.
You gotta get over this whole jealousy thing. Seriously.
Oh, yeah. A little Warthog for you right there by Black. That's a tune by a band, actually, that used to be in a Musicians Guild with me many years ago. And still, the tune it always reminds me of a darker version of Alice in Chains. It's just an awesome tune. Do want to thank y'all for tuning in to the Attack of the Monday Morning Madcast from Outer Space. Going to get some more music into your ear holes here just in a moment from Anastasi for a little Eternal Deception. But first, I just want to pose this question out there for you. I just wanted to talk to some people out there and get your opinion on this. I want you to go into the chat room or give me a call at 1-313-444-8919. Again, it's 1-313-444-8919 or Skype at AlienStone1. That's the number 1. Don't spell it out. You'd be wrong. AlienStone1. You can also text through the Skype line as well. Give me an example of what you consider to be a sexy instrument. And then also give me an example of what you consider to be a not-so-sexy instrument. And I'm going to give you an example right off the bat that you can use so you can see what I'm talking about. A saxophone is considered to be a very sexy instrument. A kazoo, on the other hand, is not considered to be a sexy instrument. So go ahead, chat it up. Tell me what you think, and I will come back with my list of sexy instruments and not-so-sexy instruments right after this from Anastasi and Eternal Deception.
Here's this week's bad movie flashback.
No. Please. No, not that. Oh my God, I don't believe this. This is not happening.
We have got a poltergeist.
Okay, well, folks, I can do a clearance, but it's not going to be cheap. Although I do offer a 6-month guarantee.
Frank Bannister had a remarkable ability.
Psychic investigator?
To communicate with the dead.
That fellow takes us totally for granted.
Hey, Stuart, in or out, huh? Emanations are normally confined to the cemetery.
You cannot push spirits around!
Although they do escape.
And an uncanny knack.
We're gonna scare the living daylights out of your parents.
For making a profit off the living.
We're supposed to be his business partners.
Everyone says that you're a fraud, but I've seen what you can do.
But now, some things put the fear of death in the living.
What is happening to me?
And sent the dead running for their lives.
I've seen a figure in a cape.
When your number's up, that's it.
Frank, we got problems. All these murders that have been going on in Fairwater, they're gonna pin them on you.
From Universal Pictures and Robert Zemeckis.
You're next, pal.
And acclaimed director Peter Jackson.
We don't stop till the screaming starts, you dig?
The Frighteners.
Ah, yes, everybody. I love my bad movie flashbacks. Now, remember, though, I know some people are going, hey, I like that movie, Alien Stone. It's not a bad movie. That's not the point. That is not the point of the bad movie flashback. These are movies that are considered to be bad movies by critics or some, but have turned out to be movies that people actually love. That's kind of what it is, okay? That's why you've heard things like on the bad movie flashbacks. You're like, dude, why are you playing Big Trouble in Little China on the bad movie flashback? That's one of my favorite movies. You know, it's like, again, it was considered to be bad by critics. And remember, critics don't know anything about movies. They just know about how to make movies and the process of making movies and how to be artsy-fartsy. We watch movies. We are enjoyed by movies. We enjoy movies. We should be the only people critiquing movies. They should be professors and instructors on how to make movies. Or maybe they should just get a real job. That's another possibility. Hey, I just want to throw this one out there real quick, guys. I want to read this headline to you. And then I'm going to read just a little section of this right here. And I want to let you think about this for just 1 second. I just want you to think about this for a second, okay? This is the headline. I'm going to turn down this music in the background so you can definitely hear me say this. All right? Because this is kind of ridiculous. Here's the headline. Reindeer herders find well-preserved mammoth skeleton in Siberian lake. Okay. On itself, just reading that, I've got problems. I'm going to read it again. Reindeer herders find well-preserved mammoth skeleton in Siberian lake. Okay. So, since the discovery, scientists have recovered part of the animal's skull, the lower jaw, several ribs, and a foot fragment with its sinews still intact. I don't know what the sinews is. Okay, but here's what I'm trying to... Okay, first off, you're a reindeer herder. What are you, Santa Claus? Okay, so your job is reindeer herder. Okay, so you're a reindeer herder. Okay, I'll accept that. Fine, whatever. You know, people do weird things in other places. But you found a mammoth skeleton in a Siberian lake. Why are you herding reindeers in a lake? What were you doing in a lake? And even if it's an empty lake bed, I don't get it. Is this where reindeer are supposed to be kept? Is this where you herd reindeers in the middle of a lake bed? To come across a woolly mammoth skeleton? This is a crazy, ridiculous story. I'm thinking that I think translation is messed up a little bit here. That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking that they weren't reindeer herders. I think it was raining and they said, oh, dear, when they discovered the mammoth. I don't know. It's kind of a ridiculous story to me, but, I mean, stranger things have happened. Check it out. Just look around the world that we're living in. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, it is time for a short break and pause in the action for station identification. And when we come back, we'll have more stories like the big boss that breaks down the door and what you need to do to protect yourself from that. What to Florida on the way, wackadoo of the week. And I'm going to teach you how you should wear your mask out in public. And we're going to talk about the Borg and whether or not they're real and whether or not they're orbiting our sun. Still coming up, more of your decisions out there. I've told you guys, come up with answers to this question. What is a sexy instrument and what is a not so sexy instrument? I've already given you an example. Saxophone, sexy. Kazoo, not so much. Okay? Just because you blow on it doesn't make it sexy. All right? We'll be back right after this. Go nowhere. It's the Attack of the Monday Morning Madcast from Outer Space.
And now your weekly news update from NPR.
Broadcasting directly into your brain.
I've always listened to it.
Live from NPR News, I'm Corva Coleman. Republicans say they're close to an agreement on a new pandemic relief package. NPR's Joel Rose reports GOP negotiators plan to unveil a $1 trillion relief measure today in the Senate.
White House negotiators say the relief plan might need to pass in several stages, starting with a smaller package to extend enhanced unemployment benefits, which are set to run out for millions of Americans. Democrats passed their own $3 trillion rescue package in the House months ago, and House Speaker Nancy Pelosi criticized the, quote, disarray on the Republican side.
NPR's Joel Rose reporting. Hundreds of people gathered in Portland, Oregon Sunday evening for the 60th straight night of racial justice protests. There was calm earlier, but some in the crowd launched fireworks toward the federal courthouse. That's where federal agents have been deployed. The federal agents again fired tear gas. Protesters used leaf blowers to push the gas back toward the agents. Police in Austin, Texas have identified a protester who was killed during a demonstration in that city on Saturday. Officials say they have questioned shooters who were at the scene. Texas Public Radio's Jolene Almendarez says further investigation is pending in the death of Garrett Foster.
Garrett Foster legally carried a rifle while he regularly attended protests for nearly 2 months. When a vehicle turned onto a street crowded with marchers Saturday night, he and others approached the vehicle, some pounding on it, and Foster was fatally shot multiple times. Austin Police Chief Brian Manley said there are conflicting reports of what exactly happened, but said the motorist told police.
His account is that Mr. Foster pointed the weapon directly at him, and he fired his handgun at Mr. Foster.
Manley confirmed another person opened fire as the vehicle fled the scene. He said both shooters were legally carrying their guns. No charges have been filed, and police are asking the public to come forward with additional information. I'm Jolene Almendarez in San Antonio.
The U.S. consulate in Chengdu, China closed its doors today. It closed exactly 72 hours after being ordered by the Chinese government to shut down. NPR's Emily Fang has more from Beijing.
China's state broadcaster reported the U.S. flag was lowered in the now former U.S. consulate in Chengdu at 6:18 a.m. that morning. A heavy police presence blocked foreign reporters from entering the street where the former consulate stood, as Chinese officials entered the building at 10 a.m. local time and took down the U.S. government insignia. Last Friday, China announced it would close the consulate in 72 hours as retaliation for the U.S. closing one of its consulates in Houston the same week. The U.S. alleges the Houston consulate was a hub for coordinating espionage operations to pilfer technological secrets from the U.S. China says several employees at the U.S. consulate, quote, conducted activities not in accordance with their identities. Emily Fang, NPR News, Beijing.
You're listening to NPR News.
It's starting to get warm outside. Pretty soon my balls are going to stick to my leg. I got to get me some freedom.
Freedom Heating and Cooling.
They specialize in light commercial and residential service and installation. They even do hot water tanks.
Freedom Heating and Cooling.
Just check out this deal.
Complete installation of the iWave R air purifier for only $600. It kills mold, bacteria, and viruses while reducing odors and allergens.
Contact Eric at 313-920-2325. Again, that's Eric at 313-920-2325. Or get a hold of Dave at 248-345-8196. Again, that's Dave at 248-345-8196. Look for him on Facebook at Freedom Heat Cooling. Call today for a free estimate.
Freedom Heating and Cooling.
Oh, honey, what a wonderful surprise. A dozen roses and chocolates, a candlelit dinner, and now champagne and strawberries by the fire. You're so romantic.
What do you say we get a little closer?
Igor? That's right, Igor here with the final ingredient for love.
Igor's lube?
Nothing gets things moving and grooving like my lube, and it prevents chafing.
Thanks, Igor.
And don't forget, Igor's lube now comes in cherry, mint, and salmon flavor.
Igor's Lube. Get some today and get some tomorrow. Call into the show live at 313-444-8919. Again, that number is 313-444-8919.
Bus commercials, definitely.
Or you can jump in the chat room at alienxradio.com. It's the attack of the Monday Morning Madcast from outer space.
Awesome!
Welcome back to The Attack, everybody. It's the Attack of the Monday Morning Madcast from outer space. I'm your host, Alien Stone, and we are broadcasting directly into your Vajir holes live on Alien X Radio, Raw Talk Online, UG Media, WCET-FM, Lime City Radio, and the Paranormal Junkyard Radio Network. Then we've got fantastic fine affiliates around the world in syndication and replay. Thank you to everyone, wherever you are, wherever you're listening. You can give me a call at 1-313-444-8919. Again, that's 1-313-444-8919, or Skype me at AlienStone1. That's AlienStone and the number 1, AlienStone1. You can also send chats that way as well. Again, we were talking today about sexy instruments and not so sexy instruments. Earlier I had said a saxophone is considered to be a very sexy instrument, whereas a kazoo is not considered a sexy instrument. Just because you blow both of them. Actually, you kind of hum in one and you blow the other one, but blowing and humming, they're both good in some things, but not... You know what I'm saying. Anyway. So, since then, I have gotten a little bit of feedback from some people. Of course, someone said, the guitar is a very sexy instrument. But directly related to the guitar, not so sexy, would be the ukulele. I can see that, you know. I mean, you go, right from, rock you like a hurricane to, tiptoe through the tulips. Yeah, I can see that, it's not so sexy. Now, somebody else said that the bass is sexy, which is usually what the third and fourth groupie says. Definitely not the first and second. The third and fourth groupie, they say that the bass is the sexy one. Not so sexy? The harp. Yeah, the harp is not so sexy. No, I didn't say the mouth harp, which is the harmonica, which is still not that sexy. We seem to have a lot of people telling us what the not so sexy instruments are, and not so much on the sexy instruments. Others that have been included as not so sexy for gentlemen would be the flute, the clarinet, or the cello. However, the exact same three instruments are sexy for ladies. Ladies, you're sexy when you're playing the flute and the clarinet for obvious reasons. And then, of course, the cello, well, especially if you're wearing a dress, right? You guys are perverts, man. It's just music, man. Y'all are perverts. Like I didn't make all this up. Maybe I'm the lead pervert. Probably. Probably. Trying to buy some music right now for your Vajir holes, because I'm sure that they have just finally started to, the redness has gone away. They're starting to feel pretty good, so I need to, get in there again and root around a little bit with some music in your ear holes. I'm going to go with a tune by a band called Dead by Design. Haven't played them in a little bit. This tune is called Don't Save Me. And you're listening to the Attack of the Monday Morning Madcast from Outer Space.
Damn myself this morning, and I realized I have no regrets at all. When I look into my eyes, wild women and alcohol, fast cars and bar fights, police cars, hospitals. I've had a lot of drunken nights. I don't want to be saved. It's my fault that I live this way. I don't want to be saved. I haven't lived my life this way. Oh, my friends and family, they try to pull me to the side. Say it's time to settle down, relax and enjoy the ride. Couple state nights, titty bars, that's a hard one to decide. Slow down, watch you go by. Say fuck it and live my life. I don't want to be saved. It's my fault that I live this way. I don't want to be saved. I haven't lived my life this
What can I get you? I'd like the chef salad, please, with the oil and vinegar on the side, and the apple pie a la mode.
Chef and apple a la mode.
But I'd like the pie heated, and I don't want the ice cream on top. I want it on the side, and I'd like strawberry instead of vanilla if you have it. If not, then no ice cream, just whipped cream, but only if it's real. If it's out of the can, then nothing.
Not even the pie?
No, just the pie, but then not heated.
Uh-huh.
you bitch. Call into the show at 313-444-8919. Or you can jump in the chat room at alienxradio.com. Broadcasting from beyond planet chaos directly into your Vajir holes. It's the attack of the Monday Morning Madcast from outer space.
The house is now on fire.
Welcome back to the attack, everybody. We've been rocking and rolling and moving and grooving right along here, and it is time once again to open my mouth and tell you some stuff. Guys, my name is Alien Stone. I run an internet radio station called Alien X Radio. I have been into aliens and space and ships and stuff since birth, okay? The only other thing I've been into as much would be zombies. So could you imagine alien zombies? Oh, my God. Okay. Anyway, I have, of course, been following aliens and NASA and UFO sightings and all this stuff, okay? I have yet to be convinced of any particular evidence that the evidence is real of UFOs and aliens. However, I am fully convinced within my own self and my own thought process that they exist. Whether or not any of this evidence is proof or truth or made up or fiction or theater, special effects, whatever. Glitches on the screen, I don't know. I don't know. But I look forward to the day that I go to work and I step outside and I look up and I see a big ship sitting there. I look forward to it. I know most people are thinking, oh, but Alien Stone, that means that they come here to destroy the planet or to take us into their ship and make us slaves. How do you know that? How do you know that? Maybe the aliens came here because they found out about all these stupid diseases that we have here, even the fake ones, and they've decided that they were going to cure us because they have the cure. You ever thought of that? Maybe they came here to help us. Or maybe they're coming here to try to get us to coordinate into another one world government so that there's only one voice for the planet so they can bring our planet into their planetary system. Who knows? Or maybe they're just flying by really fast with their rolling their windows up because this is a bad neighborhood. I'm just saying. We're in a pretty bad neighborhood. But anyway, there's been some photos floating around of our sun. Yes, there's ways you can take a picture of our own sun, okay? There's filters and stuff. It comes out all bluish instead of orange. There's ways you can look at the sun. You can see the flames. You can see the actual sun. And it's a little concerning when somebody takes a picture of this bright blue gassy thing, which is the sun, which is normally orange and whitish, reddish, all that kind of stuff, but because of the filters. And then somebody looks closer at the picture, and in front of it, there's a black square. A square. So you know it's not a rock. You know it's not a meteor. You know it's not another planet. It's square. It's perfectly square, right? It's got corners. It's square. So it can't be, it's not a beach ball. It's not a satellite. It's not nothing that would be floating about in space. Nothing we dug out of our deflector array anyway. So what could it possibly be? Everybody's like, hey, well, the way the world works now is if you don't have the answer, it must be this, right? If it isn't this, it must be this. There's no proof or evidence that it's this, but because there's no proof or evidence that it's this, it must be this. Wrong, okay? So everybody's saying it's a UFO. It's an alien spacecraft. And it's 3 times the size of the planet of Earth. So you're saying that an intelligent species out there built a spacecraft 3 times the size of the planet Earth, which could only exist in space, by the way. Something that large, if you were to bring it into an atmosphere of a planet, it would fall, it would crush. I mean, I don't know, gravity, and I don't know what would happen with it. And it would have to be a huge planet, otherwise, because it's 3 times the size of Earth, right? But anyway, they're, of course, jumping to even further conclusions. Oh, it's the Borg. The Borg is a fictitious creature created for Star Trek, folks. It's fictitious. But I see what you're saying. It looks like a Borg cube. That's why it's square. And it doesn't need to be aerodynamic. It's in space. Like you said, Alien Stone, it doesn't need to be aerodynamic. It's in space. And even in an atmosphere with enough velocity, you can fly a brick. That's been proven as well, too. Enough velocity, you can fly a brick. Now that we have experienced the craziness of it's not this, so it must be the Borg, what about the camera at the moment has a little section of dead pixels? Whoa. Did we think inside the box for a sec? Oh, inside the square. Oh, inside the box. Get it? I don't think it's the Borg, folks. There's no evidence that it's the Borg orbiting around our sun. There's also no evidence that it is a section of dead pixels in the camera. So for you to say, hey, it's square, so it can't be a rock, it must be a Borg cube come here to assimilate the human race. Wow, that's a big jump. You can't also say, well, maybe there's a problem with the camera. That's why it's square, because pixels are square. I don't know either way. You know what I'm saying? It's just a picture that I'm looking at. I don't know where it came from, who took the picture. I don't know the credibility of anybody involved. I just look at things. I need to know the truth. I can't just jump to conclusions. Hey, that picture fell off the wall. The nail is still there. The wire is still intact. So it must be a poltergeist. A ghost. I can't say that word for some reason. Right? It must be a ghost. It couldn't have been the wind. It couldn't have been gravity. It couldn't have been, hanging right on the edge of the nail and then some vibrations as you walking by. There's a million other things it could have been, but because the nail is intact and the string is intact, it must be Patrick Swayze. Right? Folks, just because it isn't A doesn't mean it's automatically B. You know what I'm saying? I Am Trouble. The name of the tune. I'm sorry, the name of the artist. And Back Again is the name of the tune. And we will be back again after this tune and another news update with hour number 2 of the Attack of the Monday Morning Madcast from Outer Space.
Don't ever let anybody tell you you can't do what you want to do. Set your goals, accomplish your dreams. I'm off and running, baby. I am trouble. Let's go. The ground running, I ain't looking back again. All the shit I've done in the past has got me adamant to be the man that I can be and lead them to the promised land. Cause I done finally found my flame and I can take a stand. I ain't giving up again, but y'all don't really understand. Everything I went through, I did it so I could be a man. Sacrificing myself so y'all ain't gotta do it. Knowing that my daughters will hold me down if I'ma lose it. I swear to y'all and these babies, they made my doing fluid. I'ma keep it moving like a Buick just to prove it to them. Riding till the wheels fall off, I can't be not pursuing. Cause I done promised myself that I'ma make it big. I don't give a shit what you say about me, I'm on again. See this music, I love it like it's a friend of mine. Had I never found the mic, I probably would have lost my mind. Or rented up a junkie looking for another time. I ain't going back again to the lonely road that I used to roam. I was so alone, but I built my dream and now I'm living it. Got my hands in the air and yeah, I'm kicking it. I'm not going back. I ain't going back again to the lonely road. I can still remember everything that they said, that I could never be a rapper, get it out of my head. So I didn't choose a rapper, picked an artist instead. And now I'm painting perfect pictures like Picasso with that. It ain't a dream anymore because I live it. Just a timid little boy that flew off without a gimmick. Now I'm giving everything that I got like the critic. Always kept it real, you can never say that I didn't. Told Sony go to hell, I ain't changing my image. I am the person I am, and got a flow to defend it. And I'll be damned if I sell out, I ain't even bending. So put one in the air and smoke with me. Let me take you on a journey that my eyes can see. And I'ma show you everything that I chose to be. Hard work and dedication is a part of T. So if you're feeling how I'm feeling, come on and sing it with me. I ain't going back again to the lonely road that I used to roam. I was so alone, but I built my dream and now I'm living it. Got my hands in the air and yeah, I'm kicking it. I'm not going back. I ain't going back again to the lonely road.
welcome to Man Law. I'm your host, Judge Man. I know you've been sworn in. I've read your complaints and your emails. The first case up on the docket today comes from Shaniqua from Mississippi. Shaniqua writes, Judge Man, I have been dating a man for 4 months now. We go to romantic dinners, the theater, camping, and even horseback riding. But after 4 months, I still haven't met his mother or any of his friends. I know he loves me, and I love him. So my question is, why won't he let me in? Well, Shaniqua, in the words of Chris Rock, if you have been dating a man for 4 months and you haven't met any of his friends, you are not his girlfriend. I'm just saying, you might be a side piece. And now today's list of things real men should never ever do. Real men never read the expiration date on milk cartons before buying them. How long do you plan on hanging on to a half a gallon of freaking milk? Drink it! Number 2, real men don't get belly button rings. Seriously, dude, I'm just saying. Belly button ring today, cover of Vanity Fair tomorrow. Number 3, real men never take dick pics of themselves or anyone else for that matter. The male genitalia is a beast of necessity. We don't need to see it. Number 4, real men never join clubs just to impress a chick. I'm not going to freaking meetings to hook up with a chick I could bang after a night of tequila shooters. And number 5, real men should never ever wear clothing with cartoon characters on them. Dude, how are you supposed to get with the ladies when you show up with Tweety Bird on your chest? This has been Man Law. I'm Judge Man, and I have ruled.
This is William Recklinger, and you're listening to
X Radio.
The world ended. Didn't you get the memo?
Giving Americans more corona financial aid. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News.
We're prepared to act quickly. This is all about kids and jobs. This is our focus.
Treasury Secretary Steve Mnuchin on Fox News Sunday. The White House working with Senate Republicans on $1 trillion stimulus plan expected to be unveiled today.
More stimulus checks, direct payments of $1,200 to many Americans. Of course, there's some income cutoffs there. Enhanced unemployment benefits likely to fall short, significantly short of the extra $600 a week that many Americans are currently getting.
Fox's Doug Luzader, that extra assistance is ending. The new GOP plan would give unemployed people 70% of their pay. Democrats are critical of that. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi prefers the $3 trillion spending bill they passed in May, telling CBS Face the Nation.
This president, I have a new name for him, Mr. Make Matters Worse.
This is the number of coronavirus cases topped 16 million worldwide over the weekend, more than a quarter of them here in the U.S. At the U.S. Capitol today, the late Congressman John Lewis will lie in state, an honor for the Democratic civil rights leader. The day after his casket was in Selma, Alabama.
That was a striking sight. The two-man horse-drawn carriage paring down to one man who rode Lewis's casket in a final journey across the Edmund Pettus Bridge.
Fox's Alicia Acuna. Lewis was beaten and badly injured on that bridge during a 1965 protest. Another night of protest in Seattle after a much more violent evening on Saturday.
59 officers, 59 injured during Saturday's very dangerous protest. 47 people arrested. In the meantime, demonstrations in Portland, Oregon, stretching into their 60th straight night.
Fox's Rob Schmidt. They're dealing with some flooding in parts of Texas after Hurricane Hannah hit, while in Hawaii, Hurricane Douglas brushed by very closely, but the eye never hit, sparing the islands of some of the strongest winds and biggest storm surge, but there was heavy rain in Maui. America's listening to Fox News.
You know, it's about to start getting pretty hot outside. I think it's time I have a professional check out my air conditioning unit.
Freedom Heating and Cooling.
They specialize in light commercial and residential service and installation. They even do hot water tanks.
Freedom Heating and Cooling.
Just check out this deal.
Complete installation of the iWave R air purifier for only $600. It kills mold, bacteria, bacteria and viruses while reducing odors and allergens.
Contact Eric at 313-920-2325. Again, that's Eric at 313-920-2325. Or get a hold of Dave at 248-345-8196. Again, that's Dave at 248-345-8196. Look for him on Facebook at Freedom Heat Cool. Call today for a free estimate.
Freedom Heating and Cooling.
Me and my lady want to get busy tonight. What do you recommend?
Igor's Lube.
I got my fist stuck in a gravy boat. Any ideas on how I can get it out?
Igor's Lube.
The hinges on my cabinet doors are squeaky. What should I use?
Igor's Lube.
I got dry, flaky elbows.
Igor's Lube.
Okay, but what if I'm being held hostage by a supervillain in an underground lair with a ticking time bomb and only seconds left until detonation? What would save me then, huh?
Igor's Lube.
That's right. Everything is smoother with Igor's Lube.
Igor's Lube. Get some today and get some tomorrow.
The economy is booming, and so are the sales of breast implants. Why pay $5,000, $6,000, or even $7,000 or go to Canada for surgery when you can have a brand new, beautiful bust line in 60 seconds or less at Minute Boob?
Just step onto the hoist, ma'am.
All right.
Yeah, you can use a new set, all right. These are shot.
Oh.
This won't take long. Won't hurt a bit.
Minute Boob uses inflatable airbags with a nozzle in your armpit.
32 PSI in the left. And 34 in the right. Well, what do you think?
I think I'm leaking, though.
Oh, yeah, hang on. There you go, Toots. Oh, I forgot the sticker.
What?
You'll have to come back for scheduled maintenance.
All right.
As often as you like.
Minute Boob. Brand new breasts in 60 seconds or less. It's us or bust.
This portion of the show is being brought to you by Ed's all-new chocolate chip cigarettes. The only cigarettes that give you cavities while you're waiting for the lung cancer to set in.
The views and opinions expressed in the following show do not necessarily represent those of this station or its sponsors.
Resistance is futile, but you can struggle if you like.
It's the attack of the Monday Morning Madcast from outer space.
You got something to say? Say it, bucko. Call into the show live at 313-444-8919. Again, that number is 313-444-8919.
Am I the meanest?
Alien Stone.
Am I the prettiest?
Alien Stone.
Am I the baddest mofo low down around this town?
Alien Stone.
Who am I?
Alien Stone.
Who am I?
Alien Stone.
I can't hear you.
Alien Stone.
The Shogun of Harlem.
All right, everybody, welcome. It is hour number 2 of the Attack of the Monday Morning Madcast from Outer Space. I'm your host, Alien Stone. We are screaming through the galaxy at triple redunculous speeds. If we're not screaming, we're at least talking really loud in the back row of the movie theater, making everybody mad. Actually, nobody's getting mad because we're the only ones in the movie theater. They've been shut down, and we snuck in. I don't know what I'm saying. Alien X Radio, Raw Talk Online, UG Media, WCET-FM, Lime City Radio, Paranormal, Junkyard Radio Network. Those are our live affiliates, and then we got wonderful affiliates around the world in replay and syndication all over the world, places like New York, Chicago, in the UK, Florida, Amsterdam, Connecticut, Canada. Man, we're all over the place. Seattle, Colorado, Pennsylvania, Ohio, and somewhere out in space. This is what's happening. We got a What the Florida coming up. We got a Wackadoo of the Week coming up. Talk to you about how you should wear your masks in public. And we already talked about the Borg. Okay, it's not the Borg, folks. The Borg is not coming to get us and assimilate us. Okay? That's what our own government's doing. They're going to do that. It's not going to be the Borg doing that. Just a shout out to you guys for those of you that like to live near the woods. Okay. Oh, it's so peaceful out here in the woods. It's so peaceful. Security footage inside of a cabin out in the woods shows the door being smashed open. Like, I mean, it flies open and splinters come from the door frame. And what was it that pushed the door open so hard that it smashed? You can barely, its hand even barely moves. It looks like it barely touched the door. Talking about a big old grizzly bear. That's right, folks. You want to live amongst the animals, they're going to come and visit. Just saying. You probably have good smelling things inside, like bacon and honey and Cheerios and stuff. I'm just saying. They like that kind of stuff. So they're going to come and get it. And apparently, your little door ain't nothing to a grizzly bear. So if you're going to build a cabin out in the woods, you need to make it grizzly proof.
Broadcasting directly into your brain.
What the Florida?
This week's What the Florida. Police officers captured an unlikely suspect bouncing through a Fort Lauderdale neighborhood on Thursday morning. Bouncing through? Let's read on. After receiving a call about a kangaroo running loose in the area, a Floridian kangaroo, that seems unlikely, officers managed to capture it and place it in a squad car. So, you got like a kangaroo bouncing around in the back of a squad car. That's interesting. The agency posted a picture of the kangaroo on Twitter. So far, police have few clues as to the origin of this misplaced marsupial. Boy, that's hard to say. No one was injured in its capture. Doesn't say whether or not the kangaroo was injured, but I'm assuming not, because the kangaroo was turned over to the South Florida Wildlife Center. So, what is a kangaroo doing just running loose in Florida? And you would think that if you were a person in Florida that had a kangaroo, okay, it's not like you lost your gerbil. You probably miss it. Like, you didn't, like, walk past the cage a couple times and then finally, wait, where's Fluffy at? No, I'm sure that when you got up in the morning, you were like, my kangaroo is gone. Okay? It's not like a little thing in the corner, folks. Even a baby kangaroo is still, it's a nice size animal, and it's going to make noise and bounce around, and it's going to break things, and it's probably not a good idea to have one in the back of a squad car or in your house, folks. They're a little jumpy. Get it? They're a little jumpy. Quick story, too. I actually heard the story. Whether or not it's true, I have no idea. But some American tourists went on vacation in Australia, and they rented one of those little dune buggy things to go out in the outback with. And they're out there cruising around, and, of course, they hit a kangaroo. And there it is. There's the kangaroo just laying there. And they're like, oh, crap, what are we going to do? Because in Australia, I believe that they are protected. You're going to be in a lot of trouble if you killed a kangaroo. So, what are they going to do? Well, they're going to play around with the kangaroo. How stupid are you people? Okay, you're out in the middle of the outback. Nobody's going to catch you anyway, right? So they set it up. They prop up the kangaroo, and they start taking pictures of it, and they put the glasses on the kangaroo, and they're taking pictures of it. Then the guy takes off his jacket, and he puts the jacket on the kangaroo, and they're taking pictures of it. Then the kangaroo's eyes open up. He boxes these guys to the ground. All of them are laying there wondering what the heck just happened as the kangaroo is bolting across the outback as fast as it can go to get away. Two of the guys get up laughing as they bust the dust off of them. The other guy's sitting on the ground just very, very distraught. They think, oh, he must be injured, right? What happened? He goes, oh, I'm okay. We just have a big problem. He goes, what's that? He goes, the keys to the dune buggy are in my jacket. Oh, no. And it's cruising across the outback, folks. That's my biggest fear. No, not my biggest fear. It's one of them. Fear is the name of the band, and Irreverence is the name of the tune on the Attack of the Monday Morning Madcast from Outer Space.
this is Tiffany Shepis, star of The Violent Kind and movies like Zombies. You're listening to...
Well, that is a sucker punch to the gonads.
I hear the train a-coming, rolling around the bend. I ain't seen the sunshine since I don't know when. I'm stuck in Folsom Prison, and time keeps dragging on. But the train, it keeps a-rolling. I'm down the San Antonio. When I was a baby, my mama told me so. Always be a good boy, don't mess around with God. But I shot a man in Reno just to watch him die. When I hear that whistle blowing, I hang my head down and cry. Down the line, yeah, far from Folsom Prison, that's where I want to stay. And I let that whistle blow my mother blues.
When you make a sandwich at home, do you reach down past the first 3 or 4 pieces of bread to go down and get the good bread? It's kind of a self-preservation thing, you know? What you're really saying is, let my family eat the rotten bread. I'll take care of numero uno.
Cherry lip, she's on fire with a skinny jeans. Every girl will desire that wonder bra, that fancy color purse with a bling. Diamonds everywhere, but with no wedding ring. Wow. She's just a devil in disguise. She'll trap you with those pretty eyes, so amazing. Think I'm going crazy. Her body kept me waiting. That sneaky little lady. Her poison makes my heart beat fast. A dirty upper class bitch. A dirty upper class bitch. She makes a living from her sexy lies. Worst of all, she even takes her time. Confidence is key when she is robbing your soul. Next you know you're on your own and she took it all. Wow. She's just a devil in disguise. She'll trap you with those pretty eyes, so amazing. Think I'm going crazy. Her body kept me waiting. A sneaky little lady. Her poison makes my heart beat fast. A dirty upper class bitch. 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 She'll trap you with those pretty eyes, so amazing. Think I'm going crazy. Her body kept me waiting. That sneaky little lady. Her poison makes my heart beat fast. The dirty upper class bitch.
Here's this week's bad movie flashback.
No. Please. No, not that.
Meet little Melvin. He's a 90-pound weakling. Everyone hated Melvin. They tormented him until he had a horrifying accident and fell into a vat of nuclear waste. Transforming little Melvin into a hideously deformed creature of superhuman size and strength. Melvin became the Toxic Avenger. The first superhero born out of nuclear waste. Yes, the muggers and the rapists didn't know what law and order was until the Toxic Avenger came to town.
Holy shit! I don't know what it was, but it saved my life.
All right, everybody, drop your tacos or I'll blow your brains out.
The vandals and the perverts had their way with the little people of Tromaville until the Toxic Avenger ripped them apart. The Toxic Avenger. His face is so terrifying. We can't show it to you now. You'll have to see the movie for yourself. He crushes drug pushers. Smashes hit-and-run drivers. And gives all criminals their just desserts. For incredible, explosive action, you must see the Toxic Avenger. He's a different kind of hero. The Toxic Avenger is coming to your town. Look out.
Call into the show live at 313-444-8919. Again, that number is 313-444-8919. Or you can jump in the chat room at alienxradio.com. It's the attack of the Monday Morning Madcast from outer space.
Welcome back to the attack, everybody. It's the attack of the Monday Morning Madcast from outer space. We've been moving and grooving right along. All kinds of crazy stories, bad movie flashbacks. We got just a few of the questions still on the way. I'm going to do the first half of the Sabrina Fala interview at some point as well. Just the first half. It's pretty long, so we're just doing the first half today. Maybe I'll do the second half another day. But we're going to begin to that. All kinds of stuff. Wackadoo of the week on the way as well. Man, I, for not having a show today, I seem to have an awful lot of stuff. And I just want to send a shout out to everybody listening on Alien X Radio, Raw Talk Online, UG Media, WCET FM, Lime City Radio, and the Paranormal Junkyard Radio Network, and 920 WOM The Apple, 24.7 The Stream. IRN Internet Radio Network, also streaming us live on Sundays for Inside the Mothership. Live on that station as well. 97.1 KGSB FM, Get Smashed Radio, and the list goes on and on. Folks, if you want to have the show part of your network, by all means, send an email to alienstone at alienxradio.com, and we'll be happy to hook you up with that. Remember, the Sunday shows is 12 noon Eastern if you want to pick it up live. And the Monday morning show is 9 a.m. Eastern if you want to pick it up live, that is. Okay, 2 hours on Sunday, 3 hours on Monday. Let us know. Alrighty, folks. We've already talked about the sexy and non-sexy instruments. Nobody bothered to mention the didgeridoo. The didgeridoo, I don't know if that... I guess it depends on how you look at it. If it's sexy or if it's dirty or if it's not sexy or if it's just a big... Looks like a big... I don't know, cigar. I don't know what you... It's a weird instrument. That's all I want to tell you. What about the violin? Is that sexy? Probably not, right? You associate that with the name Eugene. I don't know why. I just do. I'm not putting anybody down that can play the violin because I can't. But I'm just saying, there's not really a cool way to play the violin. Well, I take that back. If you change the name from violin to fiddle, put on a cowboy hat, you could rock out the violin, I guess. For sure. So anyway, I'm going to give you one really quick story here before we go into our next break. And We'll bring you up to speed with another news update, and the Prospect steps by with another sports update. I tell you what, I want to send a shout out to the Prospect, big time. The pandemic has just decimated professional sports, and this man, the Prospect, has been able to provide relevant sport reporting through the entire thing. Every week, the weekly sports update with the Prospect has been filled with relevant current information, despite the fact that no sports were happening. Okay, so big, giant kudos to the Prospect. And now, of course, with sports starting back up, it's only going to get better. I'm going to have to give the man more time, I guess. Maybe I'll give him 2 sports or updates. I'll do a daily sports update. See if he can handle that. I don't know if he can or not. We'll find out, won't we? Where are we on the same thing? 1, 2, 3. We're coming up on the third one. Is that was the one we want? Wow, I'm messing this all up. Got to get the news ready, and the wrong news is loaded, and everything else. Man, it's crazy. So anyway, folks, as I said, Inside the Mothership, it airs at 12 noon Eastern each and every Sunday, right here on Alien X Radio and our fantastic affiliates around the world. That's a 2-hour show hosted by myself and D-Unit. And folks, D-Unit just hosted an episode of a show I'm bringing back called Don't Touch the Hair. So if you enjoy yourself some 80s metal, some 80s hair band rock and ballads and all that kind of stuff, all that stuff from the 80s, spike up your hair, put on the leather and the spandex and the big boots and the leather, all that stuff. And that's what Don't Touch the Hair is all about. So D-Unit just hosted an episode yesterday. It is now available on demand. Go to the alienxradio.com page and click on the on demand, and bam, there it is. Okay, you can download it. You can just listen to it online, whatever you want. He's got 10 great songs on there. And he's going to do many more episodes coming up. I've already planned my episode. I believe Mad Grandpa Martin, Mad Gramps, he's going to do one. We're going to get a bunch of these going because, man, I posted something online saying that we're bringing this back, and it really got a lot of feedback. Everybody is really, really wanting to get involved in this whole 80s music thing because as much as it's been done by other people over and over again, it's like, why is it being done over and over again? Because people love it. That's why. People love it. And when you turn into rock and roll stations today, a lot of them aren't playing that. They're playing all this new stuff, which is cool. I mean, there's nothing wrong with the new stuff. Okay, but you got to listen to 4 or 5 new songs before you get to hear one of those songs that you've been really wanting. So this is a genre niche that everybody loves. So, from all the other DJs in the world before me that have done shows like this, I thank you very much for paving the way. But Don't Touch the Hair is once again back on alienxradio.com. So make sure that you check that out. My episode coming up soon. D-Unit's episode available on demand right now. It will be programmed, also playing on the station, as well as old classic episodes of Don't Touch the Hair, hosted by a variety of people. But right now it's time to take a short break, pause in the action, bring you up to speed, a news update, and a sports report. We'll be back with more of The Attack right after this.
Anytime the government does anything, everybody gets all freaked out, goes into their radiation tube, seals it off, and has booby traps and weapons pointed in every direction so nobody will steal their canned food.
Presidential election is fast approaching. AP correspondent Ben Thomas on what to expect given the latest polls.
President Trump's motorcade stopped along a New Jersey roadside Sunday afternoon so he could thank a group of supporters who'd gathered to cheer him. But the latest Associated Press NORC Center for Public Affairs research poll suggests the odds of them getting their wish may be getting longer. 80% of respondents say the country is headed in the wrong direction. That's higher than at any previous point in the Trump presidency. Just 38% say the national economy is good, a big drop from January when 67% said it was doing well. And views on President Trump's handling of the coronavirus pandemic have hit a new low. Just 32% of respondents approve of his approach. Ben Thomas, Washington.
I'm Rita Foley, AP News.
Broadcasting directly into your brain.
And now your weekly sports update with The Prospect.
Hello everyone and welcome to the weekly sports update with The Prospect on Alien X Radio. Last week I mentioned that the Washington Redskins undergone a name change to accommodate ongoing calls for social equality in the past few months. Well, the team has a new interim name, the Washington Football Team. Kinda rolls off the tongue, doesn't it? Obviously, the team and the league wants to replace it with a new name that fits and adheres to everyone as football season starts soon. But fans and critics of the now nameless team are voicing their opinions and not pulling any punches. And with good reason. The organization decided way too late to change their name and only made the decision after recent social justice reform, despite decades of activists and Native American groups demanding it. But sometimes a late change is better than no change. Fans can purchase the team's merchandise and own a piece of history in the next few days, so there's that. Another team in the spotlight with a recent story of name changes is the Cleveland Indians. With the MLB's reduced season underway, the team hasn't had enough time to make their decision, so they have opted for wearing their road jerseys during their home opener last week. There's no word on whether the jerseys, which simply say Cleveland on the front, will be used the entire season, but you know I will keep you informed on that. The team, which used the Indians' name since 1915, may take a shorter amount of time to change it, unlike the Washington Football Team, per sources. The baddest fight on our planet is back. Iron Mike Tyson is making his return to the boxing ring. The 54-year-old former world heavyweight champion is fighting Roy Jones Jr. September 12th in Carson, California. The 8th round exhibition is the first fight he has fought in 15 years. He joins the likes of George Foreman and Evander Holyfield as former world champions that made their return to the ring. No word if this is his only fight or not. We will find out after this one. Well, tune in next week for more sports. For Alien X Radio, I'm your Prospect, saying until next time, Prospect out.
With the weather quickly changing, it might be a good time to have your furnace or air conditioner checked out by a professional.
Freedom Heating and Cooling.
They specialize in light commercial and residential service and installation. They even do hot water tanks.
Freedom Heating and Cooling.
Just check out this deal.
Complete installation of the iWave R air purifier for only $600. It kills mold, bacteria, and viruses while reducing odors and allergens.
Contact Eric at 313-920-2325. Again, that's Eric at 313-920-2325. Or get a hold of Dave at 248-345-8196. Again, that's Dave at 248-345-8196. Look for him on Facebook at Freedom Heat Cool. Call today for a free estimate.
Freedom Heating and Cooling.
Oh my God. What have I done? What have I done?
Look at the turning wheel.
The Alignment, the latest CD from The Creeping Chaos, featuring Dead in the Water.
Dead in the water.
Beg for Mercy and Under the Blade.
We live our lives under a blade.
Available now at iTunes, CD Baby, and Rock of Ages in Garden City.
Broadcasting from beyond planet chaos directly into your vajir holes. You got something to say? Don't be a bitch. Call into the show at 313-444-8919. You have been beamed aboard and are now inside the mothership for the attack of the Monday Morning Madcast from outer space.
Welcome back to The Attack, everybody. The Attack of the Monday Morning Madcast from outer space. Another little thing that we like to do here on our radio shows, that would be The Attack. That would also be Inside the Mothership. And shows we've done in the past. Shout Out Detroit was one of them. The Vinny and the Alien Show. the Top 10 Count Up, all these different shows. One thing that we always loved to do on these shows was to talk to the people out there, man. Not just the listeners, but the people that provide content as well. These great bands all over the world that submit their music to the station, occasionally they manage to get in touch with us. And we love to have interviews with these people. So 3 years ago, we were introduced to an artist by the name of Sabrina Fala. And she gave us a nice chunk of music for us to play on our station. And we had a great little interview with her. And this was about 3 years ago. Well, just yesterday on Inside the Mothership, we were able to catch up with Sabrina Fala again and have another little interview with her so we can kind of catch up and see where she's been and what she's been up to. So I'm going to give you the first half of that interview right now on the Attack of the Monday Morning Mancast from Outer Space.
Everybody, please welcome to the show, recording artist, singer-songwriter Sabrina Fala. How are you doing today, Sabrina?
I'm doing very well. Thank you for having me again.
Oh, yeah, it's been a little bit, so I'm sure there's been a whole bunch of new things happening.
2017. Yeah, time goes by really fast.
Yeah, it was actually 3 years ago, 6 days ago. It was on. Yeah.
Yes.
Yep, 7/20.
Wow.
Oh, yeah. Wow.
Wow.
Almost pretty close, man.
Imagine if we did it on that day, and then it would have been like 3 years exact.
Well, you did call at last week.
Last week,
Yes. Oh, yes, I did. Oh, yeah, right.
That's just weird timing. That was random.
The planets were all aligned.
They were. So real quick, remind everybody all about Sabrina Fala.
So, I'm Sabrina Fala. I'm from Canada. I'm a rock singer, songwriter, and guitarist. I love to perform, and I'm being played on mainstream radio now.
You are?
Yes.
Well, congratulations on that. How did that all come about?
Well, I got signed in 2019, and then it took about almost a year till the mainstream station started giving me the chance of playing me. So it was hard work, but I was very positive, and one station gave me a chance, and then everything came after that smoothly.
People are reluctant to be the first one, you know? So once that first one gives you that shot, then everybody's like, oh, well, if they're willing to take a shot and, they succeeded. People like it. Oh, now we'll do it too.
Oh, yeah.
They jumped on the Sabrina Fala bandwagon.
Yes, and and I'm glad somebody gave me that chance, because just like you said, once somebody gives you a chance, somebody else will come and be like, maybe we should give her a chance too, and then that's how it goes.
Absolutely.
Has that happened?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. So it is happening.
I'm being played. Yes, it happens. But
awesome.
The thing about this, it's so hard that you just have to be patient, because I'm not a patient person, but in this business, I have to be if I want things to happen. You just have to wait a lot.
Absolutely.
But I'm happy. That was one of my goals, and I'm glad that one. Now my next goal is hopefully get a hit on the radio. So that will take time as well, but it will happen one day.
Well, sure. I'm not positive. I have to go back and look at my records, but remember, we used to do a top 10 count-up show a long time ago, and I'm not sure, but I'm pretty sure that Kiss is the Killer was on the top 10 list on the station at some point.
It was competing with Chaos.
Well, thank you, because Kiss is the Killer is actually on a few mainstream stations in rotation, so.
Yeah, and that was a listener voting show, too. That wasn't like, I went by plays, or I went by, it was, people called, they actually sent text messages in and said, hey, that song that was playing. Yeah, so it was actually the listeners that voted on that.
Text or emails.
Well, that's nice.
That makes it better.
Vote. Yeah.
Oh.
Absolutely.
Yeah, because the hardest thing is getting people to vote for your song. So when people do it, it's really nice.
Yeah, especially when you hear about it and you didn't have anything to do with
support.
it. Yeah, it's like people are coming to you. You know what I mean? It's like if somebody approaches you or sends you an email asking you about your music and you didn't send anything to them. That's got to be the best, right?
That's actually better when people do that, it means more than having me doing it all the time. But sometimes you have to get it both ways. They come to you or you go to them. Yeah.
Well, sure. But it's worth it, because you did all that work putting it all out there, and then it's coming back on its own. So that means that work that you put in did what it was supposed to do. You got out there in people's ears and in their minds.
Yes, the work paid off. So, yeah. But there's still a lot of work to do in this business. But
it never ends.
Slowly, things... No, actually, it never ends. Because even if the song hits, then the work is still going. The work hasn't stopped. Like, you're always working. Like, when I got signed, I knew the work is going to be... there's going to be more pressure. It's not that the work is going to slow down. I have a lot more work to do now because I'm with a label. But this is what I've always wanted, and I'm really enjoying it now that I'm on the radio because I was trying so hard to get on it. So things do come true. Things do happen. You just have to keep working at it.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure. So you're obviously you're a solo artist. So when you go and play, do you have to hire a band, or do you have a band that travels with you, a particular band, or do you just kind of studio musicians?
Normally, I either know people or I try not to hire. I just try to say, hey, do you just want to jam? But so far, I didn't have to pay anybody. But at some point, if I need a band to really go around when all the pandemic calms down a bit, I'll probably need to pay for a band. But hopefully by then, there could be a contract and it'll be easier and it's not too much money being spent. But if it's for a good tour or a good show, sometimes you have to spend the money. So.
Sure.
So whereabouts in Canada are you at?
Ottawa, Ontario. It's really nice today. It's nice and warm.
Yeah?
But August is coming, and then September, and then October is back to cold weather. So I'm going to enjoy it until then. I try to stay outside as much as I can just to enjoy the weather because this is not what we get all the time.
Right. Now, I know you said, you love performing. How has the whole COVID-19 affected you in the Ottawa area? And are you able to perform? Is there outside venues where you can still go out there and still play for people?
I have no idea. But all I know is that the places that I was going to are not accepting anybody right now. But like the festivals are definitely closed because they don't want people to be too close. But this has really messed up the industry for sure.
Oh, yeah.
Because we just want to go out there and we can't.
Oh, yeah.
And then,
trust me, I get it.
Everything's open, but there's still some things that are not completely open yet.
Okay.
But I don't think anything for performances are going to be open, I think, till next year. Probably they're just waiting a bit. Because still, I'm going to be careful also, because you never know what's going to happen, right, with this virus going around. So.
Sure. I mean, can you imagine, like, having to do live performances, like, in the studio where, like, the stage is sectioned off by plexiglass, so the drummer is in one little plexiglass section, the drummer in another one.
That'll be interesting.
And then all of the seats are like cubicles.
Virtual concerts, yeah.
Huh. Where can we catch those at?
I have one this Friday, actually. I'm going to post it. I post it up a lot, but I'm doing one of my own originals. And it's at 9 p.m. Eastern. So,
where do they go to see that, though?
Oh, it's going to be on another radio station's Facebook, but I will be posting it on my page probably tomorrow about it again. So it's all on my social media accounts.
Okay, so it's on the Sabrina Fala Facebook
concert. And I don't know how many artists are going to be performing, but I'm going to be one of them. So I've been doing a lot of those, which is good. So at least I am still performing, but not in front of an audience. but I'm still performing for the viewers who are going to tune in. So
now, are they doing a video type thing, or is this just all audio and they're just like patching into different people in different places to do their performances?
Well, because it's a virtual release concert, I've already done the video. I just send it to them, and they just do whatever they want to do. Yeah, I've already done the performance.
Gotcha.
It's not like I'm literally going to be there live, because it's a virtual. A lot of the artists are doing that too. With the famous ones are doing that too. They're doing virtual concerts.
Yeah, I saw one of them.
So I guess it's the thing now because of this whole COVID. But it's so weird because I'm used to being in front of people. I'm not used to singing in front of my camera. But yeah,
right. No feedback. No feedback. You got you don't have the crowd feeding back to you. You know what I mean?
Have the crowd cheering and singing along, and it's like. But I still perform like there's an audience in front of me. So it isn't like it brought me down. I have done shows where I walk in and there's not many people, and I still have to give it the best show I can for those people in the venue. So I have been through that. So
do you have
that's how it is.
Do you have a pretty good like webcam type situation in your studio there or at home?
I just use my iPhone.
Well, the reason why I'm asking is because I've obviously been toying around. What if I had later on put together a short a concert here on the Alien X Radio YouTube page where I do like a Zoom type thing where I have several artists zooming in live video, all virtual from your homes. And do a concert where you do a couple songs, tell a story, then this person does a couple songs, tells a story. Everybody's all on at the same time.
That.
You'd be interested in that?
I'll do that. Yeah, I'll do that. Just let me know when, and then I'll be ready for that. Yeah.
Because I've been kind of toying around with that idea. I've got some space out in my garage too to do, because I can play a little bit too. I might do a couple of things here and there, and
nice.
We know a lot of artists since we've been doing this stuff.
I know some people who can get a hold of some people and stuff, man. You know.
We got lots of people.
Yeah, just let me know, and yeah, we can definitely do that.
Yeah, that sounds like a lot of fun.
Yeah, it'd be fun.
So what's the new song that just came out? Tell us about the new song, how it came about, the recording process.
It's called Everything. Actually, that song was given to me by the producer, by Chris Burkett, who actually produced it. He and his daughter, May Burkett, actually wrote the song. And he told me he just had it sitting there. And because we've been doing a couple songs together, and then he's heard my vocal range, he thought I could sing the song. So he gave it to me, and wow, I loved it. Like, it's harder than what I normally do, but man, that song was so good to sing. And it's about teenage anxiety, what you go through as a teenager. So, you wake up, you're not feeling great, but you have to put that smile on your face, pretending that everything's okay. So I can totally relate to that if I go back to my teenage years. Yeah. So.
Sure. So, I excuse me, I'm sorry. I do have the song all queued up too and ready to go. So if we wanted to hang on the line long enough, we can play the song really quick and then come back and chat a little bit longer, and then.
Yeah, sure.
All right,
I can wait. Yeah.
All right, so I'm going to put you back on hold real quick, and I'm going to let all of our listeners listen to the brand new song from Sabrina Fala. It's called Everything, and it's Inside the Mothership on AlienXradio.com.
Something inside me tells me no, there must be lot of chick in a trench coat. You never know what they got under there, you know.
on a Saturday thing. Boy, you said girl if you, yes, the one in the same.
This is AP News. I'm Rita Foley. Protests got violent in several cities over the weekend. This is Seattle, where protesters forced police to retreat into a station house. Demonstrators squared off against federal agents outside a courthouse in Portland, Oregon. Vehicles were set on fire in California and Richmond, Virginia. And an armed protester was shot and killed during a protest in Austin, Texas. Authorities say somebody was shot and wounded in Aurora, Colorado, after a car drove through a protest there. New numbers from Johns Hopkins University show that almost 147,000 people in this country have died from the coronavirus. New Mexico's governor, Democrat Michelle Lujan Grisham, is slamming Washington.
We are at the mercy of what's going on around the country. No national strategy, no public health investment.
She was on ABC's This Week. New Mexico reports 266 new virus cases. California's been struggling with a rise in virus cases. It has now recorded more than 8,400 deaths. And we're hearing that hundreds of people gathered at a beach in Orange County for a religious event, despite warnings from local officials. Millions of Americans have lost their jobs because of the virus. Now they're losing a regular $600 federal payment that's expiring. But Republicans rolled out a new proposal today, though Democrats are panning the idea of trimming the $600 to about 70% of a person's pre-pandemic pay. White House Chief of Staff Mark Meadows tells ABC's This Week.
The original unemployment benefits actually paid people to stay home, and actually a lot of people got more money staying at home than they would going back to work. And so the president's been very clear. Our Republican senators have been very clear. We're not going to extend that provision.
This is AP News.
It's starting to get warm outside. Pretty soon my balls are going to stick to my leg. I got to get me some freedom.
Freedom Heating and Cooling.
They specialize in light commercial and residential service and installation. They even do hot water tanks.
Freedom Heating and Cooling.
Just check out this deal.
Complete installation of the iWave R air purifier for only $600. It kills mold, bacteria, and viruses while reducing odors and allergens.
Contact Eric at 313-920-2325. Again, that's Eric at 313-920-2325. Or get a hold of Dave at 248-345-8196. Again, that's Dave at 248-345-8196. Look for him on Facebook at Freedom Heat Cool. Call today for a free estimate.
Freedom Heating and Cooling.
The views and opinions expressed in the following show do not necessarily represent those of this station or its sponsors.
Give me some static! You got something to say? Don't be a bitch. Call into the show at 313-444-8919. You have been beamed aboard and are now inside the mothership
For the attack of the Monday Morning Madcast from outer space.
When's the last time you had a good time?
Broadcasting from beyond planet chaos directly into your vajir holes.
Am I the meanest?
Alien Stone.
Am I the prettiest?
Alien Stone.
Am I the baddest mofo low down around this town?
Alien Stone.
But who am I?
Alien Stone.
Who am I?
Alien Stone.
I can't hear you.
Alien Stone.
The Shogun of Harlem.
All right, everybody, welcome back to The Attack. It's hour number 3 of The Attack of the Monday Morning Madcast from outer space. I am your host, Alien Stone, as we're screaming through the galaxy at triple redunculous speeds. Wow, I almost triple over my tongue. You know what I'm saying? Triple redunculous speeds. Do not worry, the gravitational plates are gravitating, the inertia canceller is canceling, and the deflector array, don't worry, it's wearing its mask in groups outside even. Okay? Just relax. It's okay. We'll clean out the mask later on. Broadcasting on AlienXRadio.com, Raw Talk Online, UG Media, WCET-FM, Lime City Radio, and the Paranormal Junkyard Radio Network, as well as fantastic affiliates around the world like 920 WON The Apple, 24.7 The Stream, WRPR Rat Pack Radio, 97.1 KGS BFM Get Smashed Radio, and IRN Internet Radio. Wow, these are great affiliates. Oh, can't leave out Western Reserve Digital Radio in Ohio. Absolutely not. Folks, wherever it is that you're listening, you can give me a call at 1-313-444-8919. Again, it's 1-313-444-8919. Or Skype me at AlienStone1. That's AlienStone and the number 1. Don't spell it out, you'd be wrong. And for those of you just now tuning in, you're late! The show starts at 9 a.m. Eastern, folks. 9 a.m. Eastern. And for those of you that like a little double action, whoa, that sounds wrong, but D-Unit in the co-pilot seat on Sundays at 12 noon Eastern for Inside the Mothership. Welcome, everybody. Got some stuff we're wrapping up here in the last hour of the show. We're going to bring you a classic episode of Just a Few Questions. We're going to do a wackadoo of the week, and I'm going to hit you with a few of these ridiculous stories that I have left over, as well as music for the Vajir holes. In fact, let's go ahead and start things off with the wackadoo of the week.
And now your wackadoo of the week.
Once again, folks, my name is Alien Stone. I run a radio station called AlienXRadio.com. I've been into aliens and the concept of alien life and NASA and spaceships and outer space and satellites and all this stuff since birth. But again, I have a belief in aliens, but I have no belief in any of the proof or evidence that's been brought before me as of yet. Nothing is conclusive in my opinion. Intriguing, yes. And as much as I would like to believe it because I already want to accept that information, I don't. Well, here is our wackadoo of the week, folks. A Texas politician. This is a person that's been elected and is serving our country. Texas politician alienates Twitter users by suggesting that extraterrestrials would need religion. Maybe that's why they're coming here? Is that what he's trying to say? Like, they've already figured out the whole concept of interstellar travel. Probably overcoming all disease and famine and everything that we are currently plagued with. They've probably already figured out and fixed. But for some reason, they just can't quite get a grasp on the religion. So they're coming here for that? The state representative, Jonathan Strickland, was mocked after suggesting that aliens would have to accept Jesus Christ as their savior if they wanted to visit heaven. I don't know if there's a heaven button on their GPS on their little ship there. I don't know. But you, sir, are the wackadoo of the week. So let's go ahead and find some music for the Vajir holes. Aliens gotta, you better have a Bible, otherwise, don't come here, aliens. They're not coming here anyway, like I said. They're flying by really quack. They're flying by really fast while rolling up their windows. This is a bad neighborhood. They don't want to stop here. They really, really don't want to stop here. I don't know. I think some Concrete Angels sounds really great right now. Concrete Angels. And I know I got a really good song by them I want to play. Ooh, that would be... See, you got to be really careful when you play songs by Concrete Angels because as much as they are awesome, they like to use the potty mouth a lot. They really like to use the potty mouth a lot. So I made a couple of edited versions of their songs just for this occasion. Concrete Angels and Get On Up. It's my favorite song by them, by the way, the radio edit here on the Attack of the Monday Morning Madcast from Outer Space.
Justin from Concord Angels, and you're listening to Alien X Radio.
This week's bad movie flashback.
No. Please. No, not that.
This could be the beginning of the end for the human race. For what men first thought were meteors or the often ridiculed flying saucers are in reality the flaming vanguard of the invasion from Mars.
Looks like they're going to come out of that gully pretty soon. We'll have to rush our defenses to be ready when they do.
The guard can need plenty of reinforcements.
We'll get them. Lieutenant!
Look!
across country like scythes, wiping out everything that's trying to get away from them.
That explains why communication is cut the moment their machines begin moving.
Montreal's blacked out. Nothing more's come through.
Same thing that happened on the Pacific coast. Anything from them yet?
No, Mr. Secretary, we've had nothing from San Francisco for over 5 hours.
The nations of the world mobilize their armed might, rushing to defend the Earth against the unknown weapons of the super race from the Red Planet. Is there nothing that can stop the Martian death machines?
Guns, tanks, bombs. They're like toys against them. We know now that we can't beat their machines. We've got to beat them.
All over the world, human beings cower before the onslaught of these unearthly enemies, whom no one has ever seen. Panic that sweeps around the globe as the great masses of mankind flee blindly in a headlong stampede of hysteria.
You ever wonder what it'd be like if aliens came down from outer space? Well, this is what they'd sing. We've come from a distant rock to see what you monkeys got. We'll watch you for years and years, so cry out your final tears. People of Earth, people of Earth, people of Earth, people of Earth. You're gonna die now.
something to say? Don't be a bitch. Call into the show at 313-444-8919. Broadcasting from beyond planet chaos directly into your Vajir holes. You have been beamed aboard and are now inside the mothership for the attack of the Monday Morning Madcast from outer space.
Can you feel it? Yes. Here we are inside the mothership. Heading back towards that big blue ball you call home, folks. That's right. We're about to beam you back aboard. Well, back aboard. Back to your planet. And you can continue the humdrum little life that you were existing in before we picked you up on this amazing ride through galaxies, the stars, and through a minefield of whatever it is that I'm throwing out here. Could be poop. Could be funny. Who knows? We don't know. Music and all kinds of things. Anyway, let's hit you up with some of these stories that have fallen to the bottom of my pile as we've moved along. New York man fakes his death to avoid jail, but a typo gives him away. Folks, if you're going to fake killing yourself, you're going to fake your own death to get out of going to jail. When you create your little death certificate on your computer at home, you might want to run spell check on it, is all I'm saying. Okay? A Long Island criminal defendant tried faking his death to avoid a jail sentence, but a phony death certificate his lawyer submitted had a glaring spelling error. So there was several, actually, spelling errors on there, not to mention that it was formatted incorrectly, it didn't have a seal, and it was just on regular printer paper. Come on, guys. Think about what you're doing. You sent a lawyer. The lawyer should think about what he's doing, too. You handed him a piece. Who handed him the piece of paper? Clearly you didn't, right? The lawyer's not going to go and hand a death certificate to somebody that was handed to him by the guy that supposedly died, right? Well, I don't know. Some lawyers. But folks, come on. Let's focus a little bit when you're trying to commit crimes. Guy in a Darth Vader costume collects lottery jackpot thanks to his lucky stars. So he's dressed as Darth Vader, and he wins the lottery. I dress like a normal person. I don't win nothing. That's all I'm saying. Maybe I should I should dress like a stormtrooper or something, right? He said, I want to own a bus. What? I want to own a bus, said the winter in the Sith Lord costume. A bus. Out of all the things that you want, you're dressed like freaking Darth Vader, and the thing you want is a bus? Okay. Man steals massive dildo from a sex shop, and he's still at large. Is he at large, or is it just too large? Just wondering. The masked thief met off with Moby. His name is Moby. From the Deja Vu Love Boutique in Las Vegas. You're stealing a dildo named Moby. Wonder what its last name is. Sounds like a big problem for somebody. And finally, a news anchor keeps cool when her tooth falls out during a live broadcast. Ukrainian journalist, I'm going to get this wrong. Wait till I try to say this name. Marishka Padalko? I'm sure that's all kinds of wrong. I might have just called her mom something. I don't know. Said the incident was probably my most curious experience in 20 years as a presenter. I actually saw this video. She's talking. It looks like a chiclet fell out of her mouth. I mean, it was really a bad-looking fake tooth to begin with. Okay, there was no way that was a real tooth. So anyway, those have been my goofy stories. Now, I just want to, before we get into some more music for the Vajir holes here, I just want to say that I have seen some people doing some interesting things with their masks as of late. Now, you're supposed to wear your mask in public. Yeah, we know, blah, 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 right? You're supposed to... Whatever, you know what I'm saying? You got to wear your mask to go into the Walmart. You got to wear your mask to go in here. But pretty much the way it is at a lot of these places, if you say, no thanks, and keep walking, they're going to let you go because they don't want to fight you. And you know, whatever. But some people are getting away with some ridiculous stuff, folks. You take the mask, you put the little rubber band thing up to your elbow, and then you slide the other one up to your wrist so that your forearm is covered with the mask part. And when someone says, hey, sir, you have to wear a mask, you hold up your arm and say, I'm wearing one. Really? 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 You're going to try to get away with that? But it works. It's ridiculous. It works a lot. They go, well, sir, that's that. And you just keep walking. I'm not going to do that. Okay, by the way, I'm not suggesting anybody do this. Not suggesting, okay? Because while it's funny and while it's cute and it's clever, it's also douchebaggery. Okay, it's douchebaggery because Mabel, who is in charge of checking receipts at the front door and asking you to wear a mask, is 80 years old. She does not have the time left or the energy left or the strength to manhandle and wrestle a 200-pound linebacker to the ground and make him put on a mask. Okay, it's not her fault. Tell your governor about it. Anyway, I'm going to play another tune for your Vajir holes right now. Poindexter, the name of the band, because all of this is getting under my skin on the Attack of the Monday Morning Madcast from Outer Space.
Against the current, I look right into your eyes, wondering where our paths divide. You always crack a little smile, satisfied when you're on time. Too afraid I can't find the right words to make that weathered hot style. Ooh, got your trouble, baby, underneath my skin, underneath my skin. Ooh, got your fever burning. When do we begin? Oh, too close, ready for the impact. Pushing till I drop. Wake up, born Mrs. Order. Chaos in my blood, it just won't stop. Ooh, got your trouble, baby, underneath my skin, underneath my skin. Ooh, got your fever burning. When do we begin? Oh, got your trouble, baby, underneath my skin, underneath my skin. Ooh, got your fever burning. When do we begin? Oh, you got me where you are, where you are. Hooked on the way you hurt me. Oh, you hurt me. Can't say, won't say. Can't say, won't say. Can't say, stop. Got your trouble, baby, underneath my skin, underneath my skin. Ooh, got your fever burning. When do we begin? Oh, got your trouble, baby, underneath my skin, underneath my skin. Ooh, got your fever burning. When do we begin?
And now your weekly news update from NPR. Broadcasting directly into your brain.
I've always listened to it.
The National Hurricane Center says in the Pacific, Hurricane Douglas is pulling away from the Hawaiian Islands. It's brushing part of Kauai Island. Separately, what was Hurricane Hannah has degraded into a tropical storm in Mexico. Hannah made 2 landfalls in Texas this weekend before moving into northeastern Mexico. Poland is expected to begin the process of withdrawing today from an international treaty aimed at protecting women from violence. Terry Schultz reports Warsaw's decision has sparked criticism at home and abroad.
The Polish justice minister says he'll start the necessary steps within the government to quit the Istanbul Convention, the world's first binding agreement to prevent and combat all types of violence against women. Drawn up by the Council of Europe, Europe's highest human rights body, it came into force in 2014. Poland's ruling Law and Justice Party and its conservative partners say the treaty violates traditional family values because it requires schools to teach children about gender. Council of Europe Secretary General Maria Buric warns if Poland quits the convention, it would be highly regrettable and a major step backwards in the protection of women against violence in Europe. Thousands of people marched in Warsaw Friday to protest the decision. For NPR News, I'm Terry Schultz in Brussels.
The late civil rights hero and Georgia Congressman John Lewis will lie in state at the U.S. Capitol today. He was remembered in ceremonies over the weekend. His coffin was carried across the Edmund Pettus Bridge in Selma, Alabama. He and other civil rights protesters were attacked there by law enforcement officers 55 years ago. This is NPR.
You know, it's about to start getting pretty hot outside. I think it's time I have a professional check out my air conditioning unit.
Freedom Heating and Cooling.
They specialize in light commercial and residential service and installation. They even do hot water tanks.
Freedom Heating and Cooling.
Just check out this deal.
Complete installation of the iWave R air purifier for only $600. It kills mold, bacteria, and viruses while reducing odors and allergens.
Contact Eric at 313-920-2325. Again, that's Eric at 313-920-2325. Or get a hold of Dave at 248-345-8196. Again, that's Dave at 248-345-8196. Look for him on Facebook at Freedom Heat Cool. Call today for a free estimate.
Freedom Heating and Cooling.
Me and my lady want to get busy tonight. What do you recommend?
Igor's Lube.
I got my fist stuck in a gravy boat. Any ideas on how I can get it out?
Igor's Lube.
The hinges on my cabinet doors are squeaky. What should I use?
Igor's Lube.
I got dry, flaky elbows.
Igor's Lube.
Okay, but what if I'm being held hostage by a supervillain in an underground lair with a ticking time bomb and only seconds left until detonation? What would save me then, huh?
Igor's Lube.
That's right. Everything is smoother with Igor's Lube.
Igor's Lube. Get some today and get some tomorrow.
Oh, listen to his voice. I hope he grows up to be another singer like Frank Sinatra.
I hope he's going to be another Albert Einstein.
Gee.
Say, why leave important matters like heredity to chance? Well, now you don't have to. If you buy Crapco's amazing in-home gene splicer from Crapco. Yes, determine the sex size and personality of your next child in minutes instead of months. Here's what you get. The Crapco Chromosome Spice of Life Rack, featuring 25 tubes of real designer genes. Yes, it's that slimy goo that makes you you. Pick from brown eyes, blue eyes, boxers, ballerinas, big ears, or big what have you. Never fear, you're the genetic engineer. With the amazing Crapco in-home gene splicer from Crapco. Yes, for just $29.99, $95.99, this could be you.
E equals MC squared. How about you?
My boy the singer.
My son the scientist.
That's right, create your own Frank Einstein with the amazing Crapco in-home gene splicer. Buy Crapco. Get one for your dog, too. Remember, at Crapco, we always say, if you buy this, you'll buy anything.
Resistance is futile, but you can struggle if you like.
It's the attack of the Monday Morning Madcast from outer space.
You got something to say? Say it, bucko. Call into the show live at 313-444-8919. Again, that number is 313-444-8919.
Welcome back to The Attack, everybody. I'm Alien Stone. It's The Attack of the Monday Morning Madcast from outer space, broadcasting live directly into your vajir holes from the other side of Planet Chaos on Alien X Radio, Raw Talk Online, UGmedia.com, WCET-FM, Lime City Radio, and the Paranormal Junkyard Radio Network. And then in syndication and replay around the world on fantastic affiliate stations. Oh, thank you very much for tuning in. 1-313-444-8919 is the number. You can also text us through the Skype lines at AlienStone1. And we got some more music coming up for your Vajir holes and a classic episode of Just a Few Questions. I believe today we're going to play the Afterlife entrance exam. That's the one we're going to be playing. So let's go ahead and grab some music for your Vajir holes. A fairly new song on the radio station, submitted by a band called Big Motor Gasoline. This is Whiskey Weed. It's the Attack of the Monday Morning Madcast from Outer Space.
Getting old. I got my country, honey, I'm making lots of money. If you ride with me, I wanna see a little. I got a big V-twin and it's dropped down. Honey, how about a little go round? Said she like my style, she like my crew. She ride with me, you know she bound to get whiskey, weed, and tiny things. And the joy that music brings. Make a small town boy feel alive. I want the devil in her eyes and an angel in her smile. This boy could never be alone. Pour me a drink when I get home. You know I'm drinking when I get home. Everybody hang wicked stone. Loving this country life, girl, we're living it right. If you're coming with me, then we'll party tonight. Got a big old truck and it's lifted. Yo, mama know me cause I'm gifted. Said she like my style, she like my truck. She ride with me, you know she bound to get a whiskey, weed, and tiny things. And the joy that music brings. Make a small town boy feel alive. I want the devil in her eyes and an angel in her smile. This boy could never be alone. Yeah, pour me a drink when I get home. Yeah! Honey, I'm making lots of money. If you ride with me, I wanna see a little. I got a big V-twin and it's dropped down. Honey, how about a little go round? Said she like my style, she like my crew. She ride with me, you know she bound to get a whiskey, weed, and tiny things. And the joy that music brings. Make a small town boy feel alive. I want the devil in her eyes and an angel in her smile. This boy can never be alone. Give me whiskey, weed, and tiny things, and the joy that music brings. Make a small town boy feel alive.
beyond planet chaos directly into your Vajir holes. It's the attack of the Monday Morning Madcast from outer space. You got something to say? Don't be a bitch. Call into the show at 313-444-8919. Or you can jump in the chat room at alienxradio.com.
Yes, we're entering Earth's atmosphere, folks. Everybody start heading towards the beaming room. That's what you thought I was going to call it, the transporter room, right? Yeah, I'm not getting sued by Star Trek, okay? It's the beaming room. We're going to beam you back to planet Earth until next week, okay? We got about, 14 and a half minutes or so left of the show. So, of course, we're going to have to, go a little back in time and do another replay of what happens on Sundays around here. There's a little segment called Just a Few Questions on Inside the Mothership. Inside the Mothership airs at 12 noon Eastern every Sunday on the fantastic radio station you're listening to right now. And I ask just a few questions. Sometimes they're inappropriate. Actually, most of the times they're inappropriate. They make people feel uncomfortable, but mostly they make you think because sometimes you're confused. They also make you want to wash your ears out with soap at times. So we're going to go back in time on this one all the way to 12/2/18. And the name of this episode is The Afterlife Entrance Exam. Check it out on the Attack of the Monday Morning Madcast from Outer Space.
Just a few questions.
All right, everybody, it is now time for Just a Few Questions. I'm Alien Stone. D, are you ready? Bring it. Bring it. It's already been barrotten. That's right. So,
yeah, right now.
Little explanation, everybody, what Just a Few Questions is it is brain drippings from myself.
That's a great freaking way of putting it.
It's brain drippings. Each and every week, I collect the brain drippings. I put it down on this piece of paper here, and I ask just a few questions. They could be offensive. They might not be offensive, but they probably will be. They'll be all over the place, and just a few will lead to a gaggle.
A gaggle.
So anyway.
A gaggle.
Enjoy Just a Few Questions. Are you ready, sir?
I'm ready.
Question number 1.
Question number 1.
The year is 1809.
Oh, man.
After visiting a neighboring town for supplies, you mysteriously fall ill. You are immediately quarantined for the safety of the town. After an examination, the doctor says that you have a serious disease and must undergo treatment or die. How could a simple trip to the blacksmith land me in such a situation? You are asked to lie down on a table. The doctor lays out the following items in preparation.
Jesus Christ.
A cold, wet towel and some ice.
Okay.
A bottle of Carol syrup and a tongue depressor. A jar of live leeches and tweezers.
Ooh.
A large thermometer and a bottle of Igor's lube.
Oh, man.
He then leaves the room.
Igor's Lube, brought to you by Alien X Radio.
Right. He then leaves the room for a moment, and you begin to think about these items and what they could be used for. Match up the items on this list with the body parts you hope they will be used on.
Oh, goodness.
Remember, you got a cold, wet towel and some ice.
Okay.
A bottle of Carol syrup and tongue depressor.
Okay.
A jar of live leeches and tweezers.
Okay.
A large thermometer and a bottle of Igor's lube.
Okay.
What are you going to use in your forehead?
Ooh. Probably the cold towel.
There you go. Cold
towel.
Cold towel and some ice. All right.
Some ice.
All right.
I know where this is going, dude.
What are you going to use on your mouth?
I'm going to use the... What was the second one?
A bottle of Carol syrup and a tongue depressor.
Yes.
All right, so you can use that on your mouth.
Yes.
All right, what are you going to use on your ass? Okay. What are you...
See, this is where you get me thrown, dude.
Remember, there is
I can make my own answer.
You can
right?
make your own answer, or you can also choose the wild card answer, which is a pre-written answer that may or may not have anything to do with the question.
I'm going to go with the wild card.
The wild card answer.
I'm hitting the wild card.
Well, the wild card answer, which is only for, what are you going to use?
Right.
Okay.
Only one I'm going to use on my ass. So this could be.
The answer is, that's a Fartigan trick question.
Okay.
And you can only use that once.
Okay.
Okay. Now, D, what are you going to use on your balls?
Oh,
that left you 2 answers to use on that because you eliminated having to use the last one.
Right. So, I have
a jar of live leeches and tweezers.
Yep.
Or a large thermometer and a bottle of Igor's lube.
I guess I'm going to have to go with the leeches and tweezers.
The leeches and tweezers.
Yeah.
Leeching on the butt. Ouch.
Okay, so it leaves...
you don't have to deal with the thermometer now.
No?
No, you don't have to because you used the wild card, which took up one of the answers.
All right, cool.
So you got out of that.
Whew.
Yep.
I was trying to think of...
But still, leeches too, though. I don't know.
But I'm thinking thermometer and lube, and it's like... Woohoo. Oh. Yeah.
Yep. Question number 2.
Question number 2.
After you die from treatment by the 1809 doctor...
Nice talking to you.
You find yourself hovering above your body looking down. The doctor is cleaning up and gathering his things. You can see the vacancy in your eyes. You see and hear the nurses talking about you in the hall.
Yes.
And you can see you totally crapped all over the table.
Nice talking to you.
And the nurses are arguing about who is going to have to clean it up. Now that you are a ghost, it's time to have a little fun before drifting into the light. As a ghost, what is the first thing you would do? A, hang out in the nurse's locker room for a while. B, do things to drive the doctor mad, sending him into the loony bin for hallucinations and dementia, where he will eventually be lobotomized. Remember, it's 1809.
Right.
C, float about the earth looking for Demi Moore and a pottery wheel.
Ooh.
Or D, put a sheet over your head. Put a sheet over your dead body's penis because now the nurses are laughing and talking about that. And go.
This one's going to be easy for me because I love Demi Moore.
You love Demi Moore?
I love Demi Moore.
You love some Demi?
I love me some Demi.
Gotcha.
Absolutely. I'm going with that. However, I think messing with people would be a close second.
Yes, for sure. All right, so
it's 1809, so I don't think hanging out in the nurse's locker room is going to really be a locker room. It's going to be an odd house. So,
a lot of bushes in here.
Right, it's a lot of bushes in here.
I can't see for the trees.
There's way too many trees. Way too many trees.
Gotcha.
So yeah, I'm definitely going with the Demi Moore 4000, Alex.
Nice. All right, so you're gonna make a vase with some Demi.
Yes.
Question number 3.
Question number 3.
Well, your time on this earth is over, and now you begin to think about your life. Your loves and losses, your triumphs and defeats, your family and friends. There are so many things about life, and your life in particular, that you will miss. Things you love to do, things you love to eat, people you love to be with, and places you love being. You slowly drift into the light and find yourself at the gates of heaven, where you are met by St. Peter, who tells you to take a number, hands you a stack of forms to fill out, and tells you to have a seat in the waiting room. While very disappointed in the entire process, you sit down, look at the first page, and it's a short questionnaire containing just a few questions. First one says, in your opinion, on a scale from 0 to 10, 0 being strongly disagree, and 10 being I strongly agree, this is you talking.
Okay.
This is you talking. I have generally been a good person in life.
So 10 agreeing, right?
That strongly agreeing, yes.
Oh, 10.
Yeah. 10. Okay, so you strongly agree. Next question. In your opinion, on a scale from 0 to 10, same situation, this is you talking. I have never masturbated in a public restroom.
Oh, 10.
10. You strongly agree with that. Okay.
Yes.
C has a gallon of Igor's lube, and Johnny only has 1 ounce. What should Johnny do next? Get 127 more ounces of film crew in a 2-gallon kiddie pool? Ask that little hoe what she needs a gallon of lube for, or feel very inadequate?
Is this like an ABC thing now?
Yeah.
So it's not like a. Okay,
we're going in.
Throw
D.
me off.
Yeah.
I'm going with B.
All right. Ask that little hoe what she needs a gallon of lube for.
Yes.
Good answer. Can't get one wrong on that.
No.
All right. And D. If a man. This is the final question on your questionnaire to get into heaven.
Okay.
If a man with a 13.5-inch penis boarded a train in Los Angeles, leaving at 6:45 a.m., traveling at 67 miles per hour, and a woman boarded a train in Fort Lauderdale with a 4.5-inch nipple, leaves at 7:30 a.m., traveling at 58 miles per hour, what time and place will their big-ass genitals cross paths? And go.
2 o'clock.
2 o'clock? That's going to be your answer? Just 2 o'clock?
Yeah.
Just 2 o'clock.
Yeah. Because, what were you expecting out of that?
Okay.
From me, honestly.
Remember, you have used the wild card.
I strongly agree.
You have not used your make up and own answer, so I guess we're going to accept 2 o'clock.
Right. Whoa.
It's just made up, right?
Right.
The real answer is whatever time the porno convention starts in whatever city it's being held.
So there's a right answer? There's an actual right answer?
Yes.
All right.
But you got your answer right anyway because you get to make up an answer.
Man,
just a few questions and just a made up answer.
Well, you got me thinking because then I had to start doing math and it wasn't right. I don't got a calculator or nothing.
It's that new math. Oh. And that has been just a few questions. All right, folks, I do want to thank you all for tuning in this week for another episode of The Attack of the Monday Morning Madcast from Outer Space. I've been your host, Alien Stone. I do want to thank all of my wonderful affiliates that carry the show live. Affiliates like Alien X Radio, Raw Talk Online, UG Media, WCET-FM, Lime City Radio, and the Paranormal Junkyard Radio Network. And then our fantastic affiliates from around the world that carry our show in replay and syndication. Some of them also carry some of our other shows live. These are stations like 920 WON The Apple, 24.7 The Stream, WRFN 1025, WRPR Rat Pack Radio, United Sound Choice Radio, United Talk Radio, Prodcore Radio, Pure Rock Radio, 97.1 KGSB FM Get Smashed Radio, IRN Internet Radio Network, Good Talk Radio, Mile High Radio, K89 Pennsylvania, and Western Reserve Digital Radio. Again, if you would like to add our shows to your station, just by all means send an email to alienstone@alienxradio.com. Also, keep in mind you can head over to alienxradio.com right now, click on the on-demand link, and the latest episode of Don't Touch the Hair. It's a little wonderful history trip through all that hair metal spandex and Aquanet and all that good stuff. The hair bands that made up the 80s. The first returning episode hosted by D-Unit is now available to listen to online or for download. My episode coming out very soon, so keep an ear out for that. Keep an ear out so it can go in. Until next time, this is Alien Stone. The same peace.